Hello to Springfield, Massachusetts. We're on a cemetery tour and we want to give you a clue about this wonderful cemetery we're looking at in the back of a chapel area. So it's called the City of Home Cemetery. Now, this cemetery, you might think by that name, is a Protestant cemetery, but it's actually a Jewish cemetery. All right, and it's 3 in a row on Wilbraham Road next to Delmar Street and Archie Street. And they all have their separate chapels and they maintain them separately. And the one we're looking at, the chapel, is right out in the front. The facade of it that faces the road has a different brick color than the back does itself, and see it's doubled. One might be a chapel, the other one might be a maintenance building, which is a fine way of doing it. I noticed the older stones up towards the front there. So we're in this cemetery, but if you look across, there's a gate there and then a mausoleum, and there's actually another chapel in that other section there. This cemetery was formed out of the first one that came by. The first one was Kessler Israel Cemetery, which came around the year 1909, and then the City Home Cemetery was broken off of it from a new synagogue and a new cemetery, and that was in 1918. And then in the far section is trisected again, and that one is called the Sons of Israel Cemetery, and that was from 1927. So this cemetery is incredible. It's actually 3 cemeteries, all Jewish. This happens in West Springfield, the St. Thomas Cemetery, where there are also 3 Jewish cemeteries in a row right at the juncture. That makes 4 cemeteries there. So this one's pretty cool. Now it has that chapel, it has a little flower garden there. It has a beautiful masonry wall out there, and some of the old burials. And then some burials could take place right here in this empty spot. It looks like some modern ones towards the back. And then there's one thing I cannot figure out yet. There's a section G, which has 1 gravestone in it with 2 people's names, and there's no other burials inside of it. Is this another cemetery? Is this a special section? What I think it is the following. I think he's not Jewish. Either he's not Jewish, his wife is, or vice versa. And lately, some Jewish cemeteries have been having special areas where Gentiles, which are non-Jewish people, are Christians usually, can be buried in the Jewish cemetery as long as they're in a separate section. And I believe that's what this section is. And there's one in the Sons of Zion Cemetery in Chicopee, but there it's not fenced off. It's just way separate. And here it's separate and fenced off, both. So I think that's what's going on. So there's a lot happening, and we'll do a half panoramic from this point so you can see the whole of the cemetery.